Alright, what's up guys? So, Fact Faction has uploaded a video titled 5 TikTokers Who Committed Disturbing Crimes. I wonder, because they might talk on the one dude, so I don't know if too many people had remember these videos, but so there was this guy that would do these Skyrim videos where he's like walking all funny, then he's like making eye contact, and he's like, you there, then he was like it was funny videos, but then if you looked that guy up, like, I guess, yeah, him and his wife had some falling out, and he ended up, like, murdering her and stuff. And I think I don't know if I don't know if he's in prison or if he committed, I don't know if I'm allowed, because look, I ain't trying to play no games with YouTube when it comes to saying certain things or talking on certain things. So I don't know if he also took his life or he got sent to prison. But regardless, yeah, I was like, I consider that a disturbing crime from a TikToker and stuff. But no, they might have some other videos and things. So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, YouTube, nothing's not being shown in this video, so don't try to be all like, oh yeah, we gotta take the video down because it's, showing violent or graphic content. It's talking on it, telling a story, informing people on certain things. So, but anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Fact Faction for more videos like this. And then that being said, hold on for a second, let me make sure something real quick. Okay, we good.
TikTok, though endlessly entertaining, is not always a force for good in our world, and the influencers we so readily follow are not always squeaky clean. We've talked about social media crimes before, but today we're bringing you 5 TikTokers who committed some seriously
Also, if you're hearing some like fan noises going off, it's because it's hot. It's supposed to be 90. How many? What's the degrees? 84 degrees. I'm hot. All right. So
concerning crimes.
Glasgow gang. Huh, never heard of this.
Although most criminals try not to advertise their crimes, the masterminds behind the now-defunct TikTok account @StickyBandits2 were keen to share their exploits. Taking both their username and the other name on the account, Harry and Marv, from the bumbling villains of the popular 1990 Christmas movie Home Alone, these delinquents seem to be a gang of
honestly, I truly do believe that TikTok addictions are real. Like, how is it that... I'm trying to like wrap my head around it. Why would you promote the crimes that you're committing on TikTok as if they FBI or some police department, and that's where these things is going down, where they can't contact TikTok for some information, or even if it is the FBI? Because it's like, okay, let's say this account blows up because they look like they ain't really have like a whole lot of followers and stuff. But yeah, let's just say they had like millions of followers. Y'all don't think you guys ain't gonna get caught? Like, come on, bro.
English car thieves. The first posts on the account date back to November of 2021 and are filmed at various locations in and around the city of Glasgow, Scotland. Not only do these nefarious thieves film themselves stealing cars and motorbikes, but they also frequently taunt law enforcement. They've recorded themselves driving behind police vans and speeding past a police station in a stolen vehicle. It also seems they like to linger at the scenes of their crimes, posting covertly recorded clips of law enforcement recovering abandoned stolen vehicles. In one particularly daring video, they filmed police actively searching for them on the street as they hid away on the upper floor of a nearby building. They also are derisive of their victims online, taking posts about stolen bikes and compiling them into a TikTok video with the caption, "It was us that done it." Aware that filming and posting their escapades could get them caught, the criminals frequently attempted to conceal their identities with ski masks, hoodies, or even disposable gloves. Their account now appears to be deleted, but before they erased their online presence, the gang had amassed over 2,550 followers and 11,400 likes on TikTok. Though there hasn't been much movement on the case that the public is aware of, in January 2022, the Glasgow Times reported that authorities were closing in on the individuals behind the social media account.
It's like you out here taking from others because y'all want to be TikTok famous. I'm telling you, man, it's like, look, I understand that TikTok addiction, it's a, it's a real thing, and people, I feel like everybody that really takes TikTok serious tries to go viral. I mean, I'm saying, like, there's at times where I'm sitting down trying to think of what video can I do today on TikTok that's, gonna get me some likes and views and all that stuff. Look, I'm telling y'all right now, if TikTok were to go down, or they were to be like, oh, we're taking down the app, I'm not going to trip about it. I'm not going to lose any sleep. I'm not going to, rant or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I'm saying, like, I've been in situations before where it's like I didn't create an account somewhere, and then, yeah, the app, Vine, for an example, like, it was like, I feel like I had, like, a good thing going on with Vine. If not, I was going to have a good thing at some point, but yeah, it's just, it's something where, see, like, the reflection of my watch, it always looked like something's, like, moving, and so I had to, like, take a quick look, but anyways, but, yeah, it was like, it's one of those things where it's like, bro, it shouldn't matter that much, like, I feel like the best way of being a rising content creator is just to have a don't care attitude, but yeah, don't, like, do cringy stuff like this. It trips me out how, like, cringy things like this can go viral, yet, like, there's people out there that I even follow where they post much more better content than this, and it's like, bro, you have yet to see them go viral. So yeah, I think, social media and some of these platforms, they need to reevaluate, because seeing stuff like this, it's like, bro, they shouldn't even have gotten past 1,000. They shouldn't even got past 100 followers. So, but anyways, it's like, it's people out there that worked hard for their stuff, and then it's like to get taken away because somebody's trying to go TikTok viral. Stupid, man.
A Police Scotland representative told The Times, "We are aware of these videos posted online, and inquiries are ongoing into these crimes, with officers following a positive
It's like they do that to the wrong somebody.
Let's just hope
next thing you know, it's all like, I feel like this. They do it to the wrong somebody, right? Then all of a sudden they feel themselves fall down, and then they hear a voice all like, oh, let me help you up real quick. They look up, it's Abraham Lincoln, Tupac, and freaking Michael Jackson, and they're like, wait a second, okay, and then, yeah, that's when it done hit them, where it's like, yeah, you didn't make it. It's like, because you then did it to the wrong somebody. So I'm saying, it's like, people, don't do stuff like this. Don't try to get any ideas, all right? So I know, like, when they hear those words, don't try this at home, people go out and do it anyways. Definitely don't try this,
Alistair
all
on
right?
the force, ready to trap Glasgow's own Harry and Marv.
Cosplay killing, dang.
In the early hours of the morning of January 17, 2021, 18-year-old Helen Rose Hastings was passing the final days of her winter break, hanging out with friends. Helen, a freshman at Oberlin College in Ohio, was among their high school friends in their hometown of Houston, Texas. The group, who except for Helen all lived together, was watching the Batman-inspired television show Gotham while drinking a mix of vodka, cola, and Dr. Pepper. One of the individuals, then 23-year-old Mary Ann Oliver Snow, mentioned that their ex-boyfriend had left behind a gun identical to the one used by the villain Penguin in the show. Brandishing a Glock handgun, Snow began to pass the weapon around, noting that it was unloaded. Afterwards, instead of...
Look, the one time where I went to a shooting range, the guy that was there, good instructor, by the way, like, he's one of those guys where I'm like, I think if I were to try out for a movie and, I was like, it requires my character to shoot, guns or whatever, I definitely would, try to figure out who that guy, was again and stuff. But regardless, there's a teaching that you're supposed to follow when, you check and see if a gun is, if it's not loaded and stuff. So, yeah, you obviously, get rid of the clip and stuff. Is it the clip? Or the magazine clip, whatever it's called. You obviously discharge that, make sure it's out of the gun, pull back, make sure there ain't no bullets or anything else in there, because it could be like, some fragments of the bullets that could be lodged in there. And then it's like, and I know people are like, that's not possible, but it's like, bro, different things be happening every day, so I really don't know. I ain't, even if all right, so yeah, there ain't no bullets left, but there might be a fragment. I pull the trigger and stuff, and then that fragment goes flying out. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that overall thought the same thing. Look at the Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like you gotta check, okay, double check, triple check, quadruple check, just keep checking until you know for a fact. You gotta take that whole gun apart and make sure there ain't nothing. Do that, but if not that, don't play around with a real gun, okay? So it's one of those things where people, they need to have a better understanding of guns and understand how deadly guns are. I mean, we do use them for wars and stuff, so.
Placing it back in the case as they normally would, the gun remained out in the open. Several hours passed, and the group continued to drink heavily. At some point, one of the housemates jokingly asked Snow to act like they were shooting them. They complied, with Helen apparently joining in, saying, "Oh, do me." Snow once again raised the gun, but then, to everyone's horror, it fired.
That's crazy.
Helen crumpled onto the floor with a bullet wound in their head. This sadly ended their life, and 2 days later, with their mother holding their hand and singing Beatles songs to them, Helen passed away. Now, this would all
That's
be chalked
crazy.
up to a horrifically tragic accident if it weren't for the circumstances surrounding the crime. Both Snow and Helen were heavily involved in Houston's cosplay community and met when Helen was in the 10th grade. They were starstruck by Snow, who was a bit of a local celebrity with her online following of 1.6 million, known on the internet as @YandereFreak, Yandere Snow, or Snow the Salt Queen. Snow could be problematic. Drama seemed to follow Snow, and they were intensely protective of the characters they often chose to portray, particularly Junko from the Japanese anime Danganronpa. Their TikTok bio even read, "The IRL Junko Enoshima." Junko is a yandere, an archetype of a character in Japanese anime from which Snow drew their username. Yandere are usually feminine characters who display intense love and devotion, which usually unravels into intense, obsessive, and sometimes violent behavior. Although most cosplayers do not actually believe that they are the characters they portray, Snow appeared
I think there's some out there where it's like, nah, they get in that mindset, and they tend to just kind of overdo it. It's like, okay, like you can calm down now, okay? It ain't that
particularly
serious.
fixated on the Junko character. Additionally, they were known to claim that their cosplay characters were alternative identities that lived inside their head. As a result, some wonder whether Snow's alter Junko had a say in what happened that fateful night. As Morgan Gross, Helen's ex, who also knew Snow, said to Rolling Stone, like, did Junko kill Helen? Should Junko in Snow's body be allowed to be free, like outside of prison or a mental facility? The case was further complicated by Snow continuing with their online activity mere weeks after Helen was slain. After taking a brief hiatus for the remainder of January, they returned to TikTok in February, and many people still had no idea what had occurred, with some believing Helen had taken their own life. Snow continued to post as creepy anime characters, often posing with fake blood and dark-themed videos. It wasn't any different than the content they had posted before, but seen in the light of Helen's death, it seemed in poor taste at best.
Yeah.
Charged with second-degree felony manslaughter, but free on a $20,000 bail, they continued as if it were business as usual, collaborating with other content creators and attending cosplay events, albeit with a visible ankle monitor in tow. Snow finally deactivated their accounts in the fall of 2021 after the case caught more media attention. Second-degree felony manslaughter carries a jail sentence of anywhere between 2 and 20 years in the state of Texas. At the time of recording, no trial date has been set. Helen, whose life was tragically cut short, is remembered fondly by those dearest to them. As close friend Roz Kish Levine told the Oberlin Review, "I want her to be remembered as a real person who is more than just a story or an event, as who she was, a wonderful friend, a bright person."
Yeah, like the one thing that I guess I can say about like content creating is that with you know, some, and just, you know, and then like something like crazy happening in your life, I know that, I guess, like, that is the, you know, content creating can just be like, you know, an escape for some people to go to, where it's like if they got a lot on their mind, they just sit down, record some videos. I know, like, when I was working in Seattle, and then, you know, just having a crazy day and stuff, then yeah, like coming home, watching some funny videos, or, you know, just whatever and stuff, like, or even sitting down recording something, it kind of just takes you out of that mindset. So yeah, I do believe that there are times where it's like people, they do kind of get stuck in like their content creating mindset, to where it's like that's all they know, that's all that they want to do. And I think, you know, people, they need to understand, it's like you gotta separate that, where it's like, you know, some real life stuff, and then your content creating life, you gotta separate that, and, you know, realize and understand like some serious situation, and then, you know, like understand, like, just overall, like, understand that it's like, you know, sometimes in some situations content creating can't be an escape route. It's like you gotta own up to that stuff, and, you know, live your life with it and stuff. So, but I mean, if that's overall that person's passion, if that's what they want to do what you want to do. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I feel like that maybe some videos couldn't have been, yeah, because like with the fake blood and stuff, I know that might trigger somebody, then it gets them remembering, you know, this you know, situation and stuff. So, but anyways, just some people out there that content creating life, it gets to them.
On October 18th.
Oh, is this it? I think this is it.
On October 18th, 2021, Ali Abulaban's wife and mother of his 5-year-old daughter, 28-year-old Anna, asked him to move out of their San Diego apartment on Island Avenue. The pair's marriage had been floundering since they moved to the city in February, but Abulaban was hopeful that her request was temporary. However, before leaving, he made a secret copy of the key to the dwelling. This was not the only indication of trouble in their relationship.
It's like, you know, it trips me out that when people, regardless of whatever the situation is, whether you're friends with the person, relationship, wife or husband, whatever the situation, you know, is and things, but it's like, you need to understand when it ends, the friendship, the relationship, the marriage, like when that stuff ends, you have to go your separate ways. But it's like making keys, stalking them, all that extra stuff. It's like, bruh, all that's just gonna do is lead you in jail. All right, it was like, it wasn't even too long ago I was reacting to a video where a guy was like, he put like a tracking device on a girl's car. And it's like, fam, if the girl don't want to be with you, but that goes for everybody. If that person don't want to be with you, you gotta understand that. You gotta accept that stuff. But stalking, where is that gonna lead you? All right, where is that gonna lead you? Besides, like the freaking, you know, based on a true story movie, or yes, some news articles and 6 o'clock news and things. I'm saying it ain't gonna lead you nowhere besides like destruction to yourself. Like that's some legitimate self-destruction. So it's like, people, y'all gotta let that stuff go. Move on. And the thing is this. He still could have, if he would have just let this stuff go, right? This dude could have probably been one of the biggest TikTokers in the world. Like, he has some funny videos. Like, when TikTok was originally, like, blowing up and things, and I was seeing his videos, I thought they were funny. But now it's like, when you think of you see these videos, it's like, you're going to think of this guy and be like, what have really happened behind the scenes? So,
prior to Anna's demand, authorities had been called to their residence at the Spire San Diego 9 different times between July and October. The family had relocated from Virginia to be nearer to Anna's friends in Southern California, and it was convenient for Abulaban as well, since he was a rising social media star with Hollywood dreams.
Yo, you got a bathroom in here? Nah? Alright. Yo, what'd you say to me? Yo, suck my dick, stupid. Yo, y'all know the boss?
he does kind of sound like him a little bit. See, like a good life, it's like, bro, people need to understand like them boundaries, because it's like, okay, the thing is this, he obviously he has a kid and stuff, so I'm like, all right, you know, I know people will probably look at me as like, okay, you're like madly in love with somebody, right? And then the relationship just ends. Like, you ain't gonna try to, my thing is this, if there's still some love in the air, if there's still some, like, you know, something between us, then I will work towards it. But if not, and we gotta go our separate ways, I'm like, okay, let's just, you know, for the kids' sake, you know, yeah, we come together, then we put all that stuff behind. Like, yeah, let's say if it does end badly and things, it's like, okay, for the kids' sake, that stuff just, you know, put it behind us. There for the kid. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. It's like, bro, you could have had like follow through. He could have been probably acting in.
Known on TikTok as Gen Kid, Abulaban was popular for his impersonations of violent characters like Tony Montana from Scarface or the titular character from the John Wick movie franchise. He had 950,000 followers on the platform and was generally well received, but his family mentioned that the fame seemed to go to his head. He developed a nasty drug habit and once allegedly pulled out a large bag of cocaine
that's why.
while hanging out with his friends and cousins.
I always wondered, like, you know, what was the backstory on, like, why him and his, because it seemed like that, yeah, things was good, but then, yeah, like, it's, you know, that's the thing, though, it's like when people, when that fame, it does, because I know that's something that I think on, where it's like, and I would like to hope and think that I won't change, like, as, you know, as a person if I start, but it's like, you know, you have, like, that, like that fame, because I mean, I've had it where at times, like, videos of mine have gone viral and they get, like, a gang of views, and I still feel the same, like, as I once did before. I just think that I more so just develop more of a working, like, I want to work towards that where it's like it's a regular thing, but I think if it's just my worth ethic changes where it's like I want to do more, I want to grind more when it comes to content creating. So I have to say, if anything, I like, that's where my addictions go at, where it's like just working and thinking of like the next video idea. But it's like, I guess it's more so, it's like, all right, if I'm like weighing the scales, whether it's like work or drug, yeah, I think we all gonna want to work addiction and stuff. So it's like, I ain't gotta worry about doing no prison time for just wanting to do a reaction video or whatever and things. I guess any other forms of videos, then yeah, but yeah, like the videos that I do, like, that's where I just wanted to remain at and stuff. But yeah, I always wondered, and so yeah, it's like, you know, buying drugs, yeah, that'll end a relationship.
Fearful that they would get in trouble, his cousin Louis Marinari told Fox 5 San Diego that he urged him to stow the drugs.
Pulls out like a full bag of cocaine, not like a little bag, a big bag, and we're like, what the hell?
Abulaban objected, saying, "I'm Gen Kid. I can do whatever I want. Nobody can touch me." Abulaban, on the other hand,
that mindset will definitely lead you to destruction. That's why I'm like, the thing is this, you know, I do try to protect like who I am as a person, but that's usually because if I feel like something like negative, I mean like negative, not like, you know, oh, I look at all things as negative. Like, no, if people are genuinely worried about me and scared for me, then okay, I have yet to have that conversation with anybody. I don't want to have that conversation with anybody, but if they do feel scared that I'm like, you know, content creating is getting to my head, then I'm like, I would like to hope and think that I'm like, I would know of that prior beforehand. But yeah, I'm sitting down doing this stuff like 24/7, and so I feel like I can like balance that stuff out, but, you know, do things in the right way. But yeah, not, you know, if I'm gonna buy some freaking sneakers and things, but it's like, yeah, drugs, I just don't get, like, and then it's like, you can't use that excuse like, oh, I'm such and such, like, you know, it's not, bro. It's like, you are a human being. People need to understand that, and that's something that I always have lived by. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how many followers you have or how many views you have. You are still a human being. You are no different than the average person with 100-something followers on all platforms that they have like an account on. So I'm like, you ain't no different than them. So people need to, if you are in that mindset, get out of that mindset.
And blame the trouble in their marriage on Anna's partying habits, saying that their idyllic life in Virginia was shattered by Anna's new lifestyle. He told a local news
it's
station,
like, okay, which is worse, drugs or party? I mean, like, it's, man, that's some weird stuff. But anyways,
"My wife wanted me to move out here with her friends to a life where there's Taco Tuesday, Women Wednesday, Party Saturday, Bar Sunday." Yet Anna's longtime friend Cassie Conroy denies this, stating that Abulaban was just a bad guy.
yeah,
Abulaban's cousin Louis agrees, sharing with newscasters that Anna's newly busy social life made him feel insecure and jealous. Several days after he moved out of his family home on October 21st, Abulaban used his key to enter. He apparently vandalized the apartment a bit before installing an app that could function as a listening device on his daughter's tablet.
Yeah, I
Later
remember
that day,
hearing
he
that.
became enraged when he heard a male voice echoing through his secret bug. He quickly drove over and entered the apartment to find his wife and a 29-year-old friend, Rayburn Cardenas Barron, supposedly kissing on the couch. It is unclear what happened next, but both Anna and Rayburn wound up with fatal gunshot wounds, and Abulaban subsequently confessed to both his mother and the police that he killed them both, though he now denies confessing anything. He does, however, insist that Anna was cheating on him with Rayburn, a fact that the prosecution adamantly denies.
Yeah, the thing is this, you know, if you're getting kicked out of the house for whatever reason, that overall, I know in some cases and situations people may look at it as like, okay, you guys are just taking a break. If y'all are taking a break, okay, if that girl looks you dead in your face, girl, guy, whoever, and they said the relationship is over, marriage is over, whatever, like, go, leave, that it's over, okay, it is over. So that means she is allowed to see, even if y'all are married. I've heard situations where people, yeah, they're going through a divorce, they still married, but it's like, yeah, they still going through that divorce process where it's like, but you know, they going around and they dating and stuff. So it's like, yeah, that overall, that's a sign that the relationship is over. And I'm like, fam, you gotta move on. It's you know, the thing is this. I know I shouldn't say anything good about the guy because of what he did and stuff. Yeah, you can't take that back, and there's, you know, he's still got to answer for that. But the thing is this, just like how he said earlier, he's such and such. You know, he's Jin. You know, I'm like, fam, it's like if you really wanted to, you could go out and you could have found another relationship instantly, okay? Instantly. I'm saying, it's like you live in a world where it's like, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but it's like you live in a world where if people see that you have followings, a big following, they're gonna flock to you, okay? You're the big bird, and then they all the small birds following. So I'm saying, it's like, bruh, you really could have thought that one through.
Abulaban called the police around 3 p.m. and was told to remain on the scene, which he did not. He was arrested later that afternoon driving on California State Route 15 with his young daughter and a gun in the car. He was subsequently arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, a crime that could mean life in prison or even the death penalty. Although executions have been paused indefinitely in the state of California since 2019. Initially pleading not guilty and held without bail, preliminary hearings for his case began in January 2022.
So like people, and that's another thing that, you know, I feel like that's something that needs to be talked on. It's like, people, if you know you going through some like mental illnesses and things, you gotta go get that checked out and worked on. I know a lot of people might not want to admit that they have some sort of like mental illness, but no, a lot of us do. A lot of us be going through some stuff, whether it's bipolar, depression, whatever it is. It's like, get that stuff checked out, you know, get yourself like, I know it's like not proper wording of how I should say it, but it's like, yeah, get yourself worked on, you know. Overall, it's like, you shouldn't be going through life where it's like you thinking along the lines like him.
He will face a trial by jury that was scheduled to start on September 27th, 2022. It is unclear whether or not the trial has begun. Since he is currently in prison, he is obviously not creating any more content, and it appears that his original TikTok account has been deleted. However, his last YouTube upload occurred in early 2022, and there is a secondary account at GenKid2 that seems to be reposting his old videos on TikTok. The person behind this account is unknown. Whether it was fame,
like,
drugs...
that's somebody that's just trying to, they just trying to get some, you know, views and followings themselves. Like I said, that social media addiction, it's a real thing.
Or partying that started it. It seems that Abulaban's jealousy got the best of him, and he brought his violence from social media into real life.
It's like, and they look like, and I'm saying, like in the video that they show where they were dancing, it's like they genuinely look happy. I'm like, bro, I think anybody would want a lifestyle like that. It's just, it's crazy. Fighting for fame?
It isn't necessarily an inherently bad thing to desire fame. There is a problem, however, when that desire impacts the health and safety of those around you. And that's just what happened between Zachary Latham and the Durham family during the spring of 2020. Although the United States legal system places the age of adulthood at 18, Latham became an emancipated minor at 17, legally and financially separating from his parents. Soon after, he joined the National Guard and moved in with his grandparents at their home in Vineland, New Jersey. But Latham had already begun stirring up trouble in the sleepy suburban town before he lived there. As soon as he received his driver's license at age 16, Latham began causing trouble in the neighborhood, particularly with the Durhams.
Oh, I think I heard of this.
It started innocently enough. Latham was speeding and driving recklessly up and down the street. So the Durham family's patriarch, William Durham Sr., or Timmy for short, complained to Latham's grandfather. One stern conversation with his grandfather later, Latham was sent over to Timmy's home to apologize. That should have been the end of it, but Latham continued his antics, appearing eager to antagonize the Durhams. Eventually, on April 6, 2020, after 2 years and multiple smaller arguments with Timmy and other members of his family, Latham recorded Timmy's wife, Catherine, as she scolded him for speeding around the neighborhood. He repeatedly called her Karen and provoked her by asking,
"What are you gonna do, Karen?"
That's not my name, so get my name straight. Go ahead.
You okay, Karen? Go ahead, get my tag.
Joe,
Get my tag, Karen.
my name is not Karen, so get my name straight.
Get my tag, it's okay.
A45MFA. Sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, like, there are gonna be some teenagers out there, you know, for any homeowners or, you know, renters, whoever, wherever, you know, yeah, you might just deal with some teenagers where it's like they're, yeah, you know, they going through that age, and especially if on top of that, if they got like a big social media following, you're dealing with like somebody that thinks that they're a god, like they think that they're invincible, especially at that age, and then having a following. Yeah, I think that stuff like that, you know, it should definitely, the parents should have some sort of management and say so. So I know when that day comes where I have kids and then they want to get into social media and they have a following and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, don't let that get to your head. All right, you gotta understand how quickly the social media life can get taken away from you. So I ain't trying to hear no stuff where you thinking you bigger and better than everybody because you got a following. I'm saying, like, you go through some stuff, however many followers, let's say they got like 600 and something thousand followers, all of them ain't gonna be there when you going through some stuff. What they gonna like? As far as it'll go, you go through something, you'll post a video about it, you might get some occasional supporters and stuff in the comment sections, get some likes, whatever, but as soon as you post that one video where it's like it gets you past that line of being canceled, bruh, your supporters are gone, okay? They are not gonna, you're losing subscribers, you're getting dislikes. Yeah, you might have some supporters here and there, but they're not gonna be supporting you as if like the day before you got canceled. So understand that.
All because my car is loud. 3 cop cars.
After posting the clip to TikTok, it went viral, with many commenters egging Latham on and encouraging him to vandalize her home and her vehicle.
Yeah.
Seeing that this was,
and I'm like, and it's fans like that that's gonna mess around and get you arrested, or if not, killed. So I'm saying, it's like, there, you know, you got some fans out there where they take that stuff to the heart and talk it to the fans. It's like, don't leave comments like that, because all that's just gonna do is make. All right, so yeah, let's say he does that, right? I can't remember how this story had ended. I just remember hearing something along these lines. But yeah, overall though, it's like, you know, you go and tell the person that you're a fan of, they're like, yeah, go out and do something crazy, and they do it. The next thing you know, a video is being posted of their family members all like, oh yeah, they were shot and killed listening to some fans. Yeah, I'm saying, it's like, people don't set a content creator up for failure like that.
Potential avenue to become TikTok famous, Latham started filming members of the Durham family each time he annoyed them, posting another clip heckling Catherine Durham and one with William Durham Jr., the couple's 21-year-old son. In this one, William can be heard urging Latham to get out of his car, but he declines, instead letting William know that he is armed with a knife.
A knife, dude, you better play.
It's like, bro, just go home, man. You out here messing with people that don't even need to be messed with.
That's good. All right. Yeah.
This particular incident garnered the attention of police, but no charges wound up being filed. It seemed Latham was constantly trying to get a rise out of the Durhams, slowing his car and revving his engine as he passed their home, or blowing Catherine a kiss as he sped by. The Durham.
See, that's why I'm like, I just know stuff like that wouldn't happen to me because I don't talk to people. When I go out in public, I am extremely antisocial. Okay, like I only say I might. No, like if it's family, friends that I'm like cool with, then okay, you know. But if it's somebody that I hadn't talked to in years and stuff, whoever it is, yeah, I'm antisocial. Got my headphones in, listening to whatever song I'm listening to, and I'm just chilling, you know, minding my own business. I'm not one of those people where I feel like I gotta be social, whether it's good social or bad social. I'm just out there. I'm minding my own business.
Were attempting to remedy the situation through legal means, repeatedly contacting the Vineland police. However, they were told that no complaints against Latham could be filed because the courts were closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Face, we would arrest you.
But you won't do anything, even though you saw video proof, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
For your video, that is correct.
Thank you.
Latham even posted a TikTok of a Vineland police officer telling him that they wouldn't be doing anything about the matter. About a month after the initial skirmish with Catherine, on May 4th, Latham swerved his car on the road, narrowly missing the Durham's 17-year-old son Gage, who was riding his bike at the time. Enraged, Timmy and other members of his family decided to settle matters themselves and went out to confront Latham. Timmy pulled his truck out into the road and attempted to block Latham, while Catherine began to record the events on her phone. Latham then struck Catherine, knocking the phone from her hands before heading home. The Durhams followed him there, and upon arrival were greeted by his wife, 18-year-old Sarah Latham, who was filming on her phone. She threatened the family, telling them to stay off the property, saying, "I promise you, you better back up, because you're not going to like what's coming out." Latham, meanwhile, had retreated indoors to retrieve 2 knives and a taser. The Durhams were unarmed. Re-emerging, Latham fired his taser at one of Timmy's sons, and Timmy lunged at Latham, getting slashed in the arm in the process.
It's like, but okay, then talking to the other family, not the TikTok's guy and his, talking to the family that's having an issue with the TikToker. If he got weapons, don't run up on him, because it's like I'm saying, you got one of those. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work out how you think it's gonna work out, where it's like, oh, I can like dodge, and no, it ain't gonna work like that.
The pair continued to tussle, with Timmy following Latham toward his garage and Sarah urging her husband to drop the knife. Eventually, Latham stabbed Timmy just under his armpit, puncturing his lung and ultimately killing him. He claimed self-defense and was arrested on a first-degree manslaughter charge. Catherine and her sons were charged with trespassing and assault. The Durhams, understandably furious about Timmy's murder, are planning to sue the city, citing Latham's earlier juvenile record of simple assault, incendiary threats, and criminal mischief as evidence that police should have acted when the Durhams first
complained. All TikTok fame ain't good fame.
The Durham's attorney sought to have the charges against Catherine and her sons dropped, and the charges against Latham escalated to first-degree murder. Despite the efforts of the Durham's lawyer, Latham has been charged with manslaughter and assault. His trial began in March 2023, and by April, a jury found him not guilty on all charges.
County of Cumberland aforesaid that within the jurisdiction of this court did recklessly cause the death of William T. Durham Sr. contrary to the provisions of NJSA 2C11-4B1 and against the peace of this state, the government, and dignity of the state.
Not guilty. Response.
It's like the thing is this, him going through all of this should be a sign and an indication that you need to start doing things the right way. You know, like overall the first thing that I feel like that he needs to do is try to get in good with that family. I know it's gonna probably take forever, but if they are a forgiving family and they're, you know, I mean, obviously they ain't gonna let it go, but that's one thing that he should work towards. But the content creating life, it ain't for him. He don't know how to manage it. So
How do you
find like a good career that you can, like, you know, something, whether it's like management or, because it's, you know, work towards that. But I'm saying, like, him being a content creator, yeah, he don't need to, you know, be doing that. If anything, I feel like he needs to be doing this, like, yeah, making videos, posting about like how his content creating life almost landed him in prison for the rest of his life. So I'm saying it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you have a second chance, you better make the best out of it.
Not guilty. Thank you. Sir, you may be seated. All right, as I indicated, now, juror number one. Yes. No longer full person, now juror number one. The verdict you just reported, was that your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror number two, same question.
Yes.
Juror number three?
Yes.
Juror number four?
Yes.
Juror number six?
Yes.
Juror number eight?
Yes.
Juror number 9?
Yes.
Juror number 10?
Yes.
Juror number 11?
Yes.
Juror number 12?
Yes.
Juror number 13?
Yes.
And juror number 14?
Yes.
Okay.
It is important to note that the jury was kept in the dark about Latham's antics against the Durham family prior to the deadly interaction of May 4th, 2020.
That's why they probably would have found him guilty.
A court ruling forbade the prosecution from mentioning it. When asked about the case, Cumberland County Prosecutor Jennifer Webb McCrae noted, "We are disappointed, but respect the will of the jury." However, Latham is also facing charges in the state of Florida. He was caught flaunting a pellet gun that closely resembled an AK-47 rifle and has been accused of assault. That case has not yet been resolved. It has been alleged.
If I was that lawyer that he was with, I'm like, nope, I'm not defending you because you got issues.
Though never proven without a doubt, that Latham and his wife Sarah purposely ignited the confrontation to gain a larger TikTok following. Though we can't say for sure, it does seem like Latham's actions point in this direction. His antagonism towards the Durham family was markedly escalated after he went viral for the first time in April 2020. As for Timmy, a former corrections officer, he is deeply missed by his wife and 2 sons. The charges against Catherine Durham were eventually dismissed, and her eldest son, William Jr., was sent to a pretrial intervention program in lieu of facing his criminal charges in court. The legal fate of her younger son, Gage, is unknown, since he was a minor at the time of the incident.
It's crazy. Murder his mother? Dang.
Dear viewers, the following case contains crimes against a child and will not be suitable for all audiences. As this is our last case, please feel free to close the video now if this content is in any way triggering for you. On the evening of August 9th, 2020, 23-year-old Nicola Priest invited her boyfriend, 22-year-old Callum Redfern, over to the apartment she shared with her 3-year-old daughter, Kaylee Jade,
if not a similar
in Solihull,
story.
Birmingham, United Kingdom. After putting Kaylee Jade to bed, the couple was eager for some alone time. But like toddlers often do, Kaylee Jade wasn't interested in sleeping, and she interrupted her mother and Redfern. What happened next is unknown, but Kaylee Jade was severely beaten and sadly died as a result.
Yep, I heard of this
story. Her mother called emergency services after the young child.
And it's stuff like that where it's just, you know, I say it a lot of the times where there's just, you know, there's some people where they don't need to be a parent, you know, if that's how they're going to carry on. Because, like, your first priority always should be, you know, like, okay, if your kid, like, okay, it's like your kid's having a nightmare, they can't sleep, whatever the situation is, I'm like, okay, help them, be a parent, bruh. But it's just, yeah, there's some people out there where they're just, you know, they're not fit being a parent, and it, you know, it sucks that a kid, you know, gets put in a lifestyle like that. They should have parents that are loving and caring, you know. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, thank God I had parents that, or have parents that take care of, where, that did like, okay, like just, like breathe a little bit. I don't know why it's like I've been messing up a lot in videos, so I'm like, I'm not trying to mess up. I'm like trying to say a bunch of different things at the same time, and I'm like, okay, just say one thing. Yes, I have parents, okay, that that are just good parents, okay. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But I'm like trying to say a bunch of different things. Next thing I get caught up talking, and I'm like, I'm trying to continue on with this video. But yeah, it's like I could just speak for myself and say. But overall, I wish I can say the same for others and stuff, for an example.
Child had already passed away, and her life might have been saved if they were called sooner. Her injuries were vicious and numerous, with experts comparing the wounds to those seen in a child hit by a fast-moving car or falling 3 stories onto concrete. Unfortunately, this wasn't Kaylee Jade's first encounter with violence, and her mother was worse than negligent. In her short life, she had already sustained a broken leg, a fractured sternum, and broken ribs. Priest was also accused of leaving the toddler in dirty diapers for extended periods of time, smacking her on the head and calling her names. In text messages between...
Not fit to being a parent. I don't care what anybody says. Somebody can try to argue with me with that until the day I die. I'm like, it will not. It doesn't matter what you got going on, fam. It's like and look, the thing, and that's somebody where it's like, if you knew that. And I feel like she was under the impression like, okay, well, I birthed this kid, I gotta take care of the kid and stuff. And it's like, no, you really did. Like, Fred, you could have adopted that kid and lived your life, right? But yeah, it's one of those things where, she probably didn't want to go through all that process because there probably had been a lot. But still, it's like that would have been much more better than, out here doing things to that kid that shouldn't even been getting done in the first place.
Priest and Redfern, she tells him about hitting her daughter because she soiled her diaper, and he encouraged her, responding, "Good, give her one for me." In another horrifying instance, neighbors overheard a thud followed by Kaylee Jade's wails. Priest was heard saying, "I'll just say she fell off the bed."
Wow.
Characterized as selfie-obsessed by the media, Priest appeared disinterested in her daughter, unless she was filming content for social media. In CCTV footage mere hours before Kaylee Jade's tragic death, Priest is seen actively ignoring her daughter, while Kaylee Jade continually looks up at her mother's face.
That's crazy. She's like walking around as if that ain't even her kid. She ain't like holding her hand or nothing, like.
Conversely, in videos for social media, Priest seems eager to interact with her child, almost using her like a prop or a puppet. Additionally, 1 month after her daughter's death, Priest started a TikTok account posting strange tributes to her deceased child and lip-syncing the lyrics, "I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, I know I messed up bad. I should have done better," before beginning a viral dance challenge.
I swear, man, that TikTok stuff is crazy.
In August 2021, both Priest and Redfern were charged with manslaughter and sentenced to 15 and 14 years in prison, respectively.
Not enough.
Priest was additionally convicted of child cruelty due to her child's historical injuries. This charge carries a 3-year sentence that Priest will serve simultaneously with her manslaughter conviction. Kaylee Jade is remembered as a happy child despite her turbulent home life. Her grandmother, Debbie Windmill, said in a statement after the trial, "Everybody deserves the gift of life. Kaylee Jade deserved to show the world who she could have been and what greatness she could have brought to this world. Nanny will forever hold you in her heart."
Yeah, that's crazy.
This was a tough one for us to get through. the last case especially, but we
Yeah.
really want to hear your thoughts. Did you know about any of these cases before?
Yes, some
or
of
do you
them.
know of any others we may have missed? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.
Yeah, that last one, it's like, that last one is crazy. It's just, you know, man, because that's something where I'm like, it wasn't even too long ago, I had like this dream where I was like, you know, I was a parent, and then it's like having, like, that was my first time like ever having a dream like that before. It's like, you know, it's like you spend your whole life and you kind of just have like them weird dreams that just don't make no sense, and you wake up confused, like, what was that and stuff. And then like that one dream where it was like, I like, you know, was like, yeah, I was a dad, and I was just thinking to myself, like, that is crazy, you know. And I'm like, man, like, that's one of those dreams where it's like, no, I want to go back. But it's just, you know, when I hear stories like that, and it makes it, like, it doesn't even make you think, but it's like, but no, it does in a way. It like makes me think, like, how can somebody like be that like horrible to a kid and stuff? You know, me, I be sitting there thinking, like, bruh, like, I seriously would be like, have a seat right here where me and my kid watching the video, streaming, playing video games, and then, yeah, of course, you know, letting the kid go out and have like that, like, life of being a kid where it's like going to the park, running around, playing tag, freaking flying kites, whatever. I'm like riding by, I'm like literally doing all the stuff that my parents did with me when I was a kid, you know. But seriously, just having like that bond that a parent and a kid should have. But it's like, you see that, and then it's just, fam, if you don't want kids, then don't have them, you know. And then it's like the woman's pregnant and stuff in the video, and I'm thinking to myself, like, you can't even take care of your first kid. Why are you having another kid? That just don't make no. It's like get on birth control, do something, you know, or just stop having it where there's guys like putting stuff in you and things, you know. I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to get, like, you know, all descriptive and stuff in the video, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, people, you know, just overall, yeah, just if you're gonna have a kid, do right by the kid and stuff. So, but anyways, and that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go subscribe to Fact Faction for more videos like this. Stay tuned for more videos. Peace.